Hey guys, this is Vijay here, and I'm gonna go over my uh, General Scribe Berserker character, which I created for bossing. Right. So before showing the character gear and passive tree, I'm just gonna go over some boss showcase, so you can see the boss DPS. This was the first boss I did on this character once after leveling, and this was Baran, and he just disappears, gone. Right. So it was like less than 2 seconds. And this is Viratania with lots of like with juiced map mods with monster life and everything, and 2 seconds and gone. Right. So it's got like crazy DPS. You'll see soon in the next clip where I just like delete Cyrus level Awakening level 9, right? And yeah, it's pretty cool. So he doesn't even get to like teleport, he's just gone, right? So I got pretty lucky, got an awakeness up. Normally he drops shit. This league series is going to be pretty good for me. He dropped awakening spell echo, so that's a lot of money, right? Let's go over the character. So the gear is like kind of expensive. It's around took me 80x to put together, along with all the jewels and everything. So let's go over the gear one by one. So Paradoxica is by far the best weapon you can get for this. Like, you would need like a mirror tier foil to even come close to beating it. Like something like 600 PDPS mirror tier foil would like have a little bit more damage, I think, than this. But this is just like absurd. Like for 10x, this weapon is unbeatable. Then the chest piece, I've got attack crit. You want as much as attack crit as possible because we have Berserker and we have Blitz, so that reduces the crit chance quite a lot. So you want as much attack crit as possible. Over here I've got like 1.37. I need to divine this a little bit, but yeah. You're looking for life, and power charge and crit is pretty good also because you can always keep it up constantly, and that is going to give you quite a lot of crit chance. And you really want a reliable amount of crit chance in this build. I do have a diamond flask and ball of faith, so my crit chance is quite high because of these two. But yeah, you want as much as possible. Um, right. Higher crit chance means more damage. For the helmet, I went for Berserk effect. You could also choose to go with General's Cry, and I got this on an Elder base, and I got nearby enemies take increased damage. So that's pretty good. You don't need this. You can instead go for a normal base helmet, and instead of Berserk, get General's Cry. Has an additional warrior that's actually more damage than this. So yeah. On my on my jewelry, I have gone for fizz damage, crit multi, fizz damage, and dex. You want as much. You need a lot of dex for this build. 212 dex to be exact, and I have 214, so just covering it up. And yeah, I needed to take some dex nodes on the tree also. Like I took versatility and eagle eye. So yeah. Not this for accuracy actually, but yeah, versatility for dex. I went this route instead of taking more life here. I went this route, got some more dex, but yeah, you need to hit 212 dex, which is pretty hard on this side of the tree. So you need to get lots of dex on gear, which makes it kind of expensive to be honest. Without the dex, this is like a 1 or like a 5C amulet, but because of the dex, it's like 1.5x. Same here, like this I crafted myself using Deafening Essence of Sorrows. Got pretty lucky with the life and elemental resistance roll, right? Fizz damage would be ideal over here, but I need to slam and hope to get it. But yeah, whatever. For the shield, we need Red Blade Banner because of the unlimited infinite power. You really want infinite power because you want all the time, like you want to get 5 warriors every time you do a walk right? And yep, so that's why I use the shield. I don't think so there is anything better for this build. This is like a mandatory piece. Rislata's coil is crazy damage. It's like 15 to 20% of my build's damage. You can go for headhunter, of course, but like this is built for bossing and not mapping, so why would you like have a headhunter? It's useless. Um, Other builds you can go for is a Stygian Vice, but this is like basically unbeatable for this build in damage purposes. Like, and it also gives life and strength, so it's pretty good. Um, for gloves, you can go for multiple options. You can go for rare gloves with lots of resistances, accuracy. Like my accuracy right now is 98% hit chance. I really wanted this to be 100%, so I need to get accuracy somewhere. I'm gonna try to figure out where I can get it. But yeah, I went for this class because it has attack speed and 1 on hit. The other aura and Warcry gems really don't do much for me. They do give like 2 levels to my pride and dread banner, but I have not even leveled them up completely. They should be like, it's a little bit of damage, but really not needed. So you want to look for attack speed and vulnerability on hit on your gloves, right? If you can get it with max life or crit chance, that's amazing, but those gloves are like 30x, so depends on your budget. This one I got for like 3x. It's pretty good. And normally I think a better choice for single target would actually be to get a normal gloves and then get Assassin's Mark on hit ring, because Assassin Marks doesn't get reduced by anything on bosses, so you get the full benefit and the bosses like take a lot more crit damage. Also, what you can do is, instead of getting just like this, you can get a +1 curse chest and get 1 on ring. And get Assassin's Mark on ring and vulnerability on gloves. That way you can have 2 curses and even more damage. But I think I've already have way more like enough damage to do everything in the game, so I don't really need more damage. Right now I'm just going for survivability as much as possible, because you are a berserker and you do get randomly one shot sometimes. Yeah, so I've gone over the gear. I'll go over the gems real soon. So I have Berserk anomalous one. It has less cooldown recovery. So and this one is actually really cheap, 20c I think. Dash, second wind. It's my preferred movement skill. You can have flame dash instead if you want that. And for I have Wild Ancestral War Chief for the buff, but normally I don't really use it much. Even in bosses, if you see in the clips, I forgot to use it. But yeah, it does give like 30% more DPS, so Siddhis would have just died faster. Instead of in 1 second, you would have died in 0.5 seconds. But it does give me Culling Strike, which is pretty useful on some bosses, and Portal, because I hate buying Portal gems. Casting damage taken, I have right now set up Molten Shell, Wall Molten Shell with it. But I think I'm going to change it because I have only like 11k ammo once my pots are with everything up. I have like 8,000 ammo, which is really not great for Wild Molten Shell. You need like around 20,000 ammo to make it feel good. So I think I'm going to replace this with the Immortal Call. Yeah. Anyways, so for Cyclone, I have Cyclone, Desecrate, Cast and Channeling, and Fortify. On my gloves, I have Pride, Dread Banner, Blood and Sand, and Enlighten. Dread Banner is for the Impale chance, to make it 100% chance. You want your Impale chance to be 100%. Yeah, I think I've gone over. Alright, so the main links actually, yeah. Journal's Cry, Brutality. You want Awaken Brutality once you get enough, but like I need around like 5x to buy it. I'm gonna buy it next as the next upgrade for the gear. I do have enough currency to get it, but yeah. Next, I'm using Maim. You can use Pulverize, but you really want to have a high enough attack speed so that your Journal's Cry can use your Blade Flurry at 6 stacks, right? You wanted to release it at 6 stacks instead of releasing it at 5, so you get a maximum damage. To reach that damage, you need around 11 attacks per second, and if I check my POB, I have 11.68 attacks per second, so which is just above what you need to reach the threshold for the Blade Flurry. Impale, Awaken Malefice, because I get Intimidate from this, right? Yeah, and that's about it for the gear. For the flasks, you want Lion's Roar and Boil Faith. Boil Faith, if you don't have the currency for it, I would substitute it with a defensive flask like a Basalt or some sort of defensive flask, because there's no other, like, since this is a fizz build, I don't think you can use anything else because you're using brutality for damage. So yeah, Boil Faith actually gives a lot of damage. So I think this is the first upgrade I would do to the build instead of buying other random shit. I would go with cheap jewelry in the beginning, cheap gems instead of vacant gems, and get Boil Faith. And this one is rolled terribly, so yeah, I should be doing like around 40% more boss DPS if I keep everything up, and I'm already doing like 70 million boss DPS, which is absolutely absurd, right? Um, Going over the tree real quick. This is a very basic, a berserker tree, and I've taken the impale nodes here, taken Fortify effects. For my cluster jewel, I just have one with Furious Assault, Ironbreaker, and Master the Fundamentals. Ironbreaker is pretty good because of the overwhelm, and that really helps with your impale damage. Master the Fundamentals is really good. That's basically like 35 fizz damage and 10 all res. Pretty much unbeatable this in cluster jewel nodes for this build. And Furious Assault is attack speed, which is really good always, and fizz damage. For my Warcry, I've done lead by example. Basically, this gives me an onslaught all the time, and also gives me dex, which is really good. So I always have onslaught. Like, it never really goes down. Right. So yeah, and then I have Mob Mentality. This gives me endurance, power, and frenzy charges every time I use a Warcry. And yeah, and it's per power, right? And since I have infinite power, I always generate either endurance, frenzy, or power charge, right? So that's pretty good. Exotic attacks deal damage is whatever, right? I don't really care for that. For jewels, I want cannot be hindered, because this allows me to run a lot of mods on Ultimatum. And Corrupted Blood. This is a pretty crappy jewel, but it's got damage with swords and attack speed with swords, which is pretty good for me. It also has fire res, and because of this, I just have enough fire res, so I've gotten a lot of res on my jewels. An ideal jewel, once you have like really good gear, would be a triple crit multi-life jewel, and that would basically put your damage to somewhere like 150 million odd, right? Something crazy. For Watcher's Eye, I have Impale Inflicts. This is basically like 15 to 20% damage, massive damage. Without it, I would be doing like 55 million damage. With this, I do 75 million. So, yep. And what else? Crit multi, attack speed, life jewel. I've got a lot of attack speed jewels because I really want to reach the threshold for Blade Flurry, so that it goes off on 6 stacks. Yeah, and then I've got some accuracy nodes so that I can get high hit chance. I also have precision over here because I really need it. Otherwise, without this, my accuracy is like really bad. You want at least around 98 to 100%. It should be ideally 100% accuracy, but I shall need to get some gear upgrades. And yeah. Alright, so I've gone over the tree, the gear, the boss showcase. Yep, pretty much shown everything on this car. Yeah, so this car is really not that great for mapping, but maybe I'll upload a video after this showing a mapping showcase, but it's okay. I mean, it's not bad. Yep, so this was my General Scribe Berserker. I'm going to play it a bit more, clear some invitations, and earn some more currency. And once I'm done with this build, I'll sell it off, and then I'll make a mapping character. Alright guys, so that was fun. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.